Welcome back to STON Talk. Today, I'm joined by Sandra. And Sandra, I realized something the other day. We've spent weeks talking about cross-chain swaps, omniston, farming, liquidity, governance, prediction market. But somehow, we've never actually sat down and talked about the one thing that's been at the center of all of it, the STON token itself.
You're right. We've talked around it so many times, but never about it directly.
Exactly. And it got me thinking, if somebody discovered STON.fi today and asked me, why does STON even exist? I don't think I'd want to answer with a list of utilities. I'd rather answer with a conversation.
That's probably the better approach, because I think a lot of people see tokens as investments first, and ecosystems second. They see a ticker, they check the price, and that's about as far as the research goes.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Imagine buying shares in a company without knowing what the company actually does.
People would call that irresponsible.
But in crypto, it's surprisingly common.
Very common.
So let's start with the obvious question. What is STON supposed to be? Is it just another token, or is it something bigger?
I think it's much bigger than that. When people hear native token, they sometimes assume it's there just because every project needs one. But the interesting thing about STON is that it's connected to the protocol itself. It isn't just sitting there existing for decoration.
That's an important distinction, because crypto has created this habit where people think every token has the same purpose.
Exactly. Some tokens are mainly for governance. Some are rewards. Some represent assets. Some power applications. You really have to understand what role a token plays before you can understand why it exists.
You know what I've noticed? Whenever somebody asks about a token online, the first reply is almost always, is it going up?
That's the internet.
Nobody asks, what problem does it solve?
Unfortunately, no.
And honestly, I think that's backwards.
I agree, because if you only care about the price, you're only looking at one part of the story. A token can go up today and disappear tomorrow if there's nothing supporting it.
That's something we've seen happen over and over again.
Exactly. Crypto has no shortage of examples.
Which brings me to another question. Do you think people sometimes underestimate how important utility actually is?
Definitely. Utility isn't always exciting because it doesn't produce flashy headlines. But utility is what gives people reasons to keep coming back.
That's interesting, because we've spent the last few months talking about cross-chain swaps, omniston, farming, new integrations, all these different products.
And every one of those things adds another layer to the ecosystem.
So when people say they're building the ecosystem, they're not just talking about adding more features.
Exactly. They're creating more reasons for people to interact with the platform.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
A city.
A city?
Think about it. Nobody moves to a city because it has one nice building. People move because everything works together. There are businesses, restaurants, roads, schools, parks. The value comes from the whole system.
That's actually a really good comparison.
And I think ecosystems work the same way.
They do. One feature might attract attention, but it's the combination of everything that keeps people engaged.
Which makes me wonder if we've been looking at tokens the wrong way all along.
How do you mean?
Maybe instead of asking, what is this token worth today, we should be asking, what ecosystem is this token connected to?
I think that's a much healthier question because ecosystems evolve, new products launch, more users join, developers build new applications. A token doesn't exist in isolation.
That's actually something I don't think enough people appreciate. Every time we've covered a STON.fi update recently, whether it's predict, farming, cross-chain swaps, or omniston, we're really talking about the same thing from different angles.
Growth.
Exactly.
And growth isn't just about numbers. It's about making the platform more useful over time.
You know what's funny? People love asking, what's the next big feature?
Always.
But the better question might be, how do all these features connect together?
That's where the real value starts appearing.
Speaking of value, let's talk about community for a second, because I think that's another part people overlook.
Absolutely.
Every successful ecosystem eventually reaches a point where it isn't just the developers building anymore.
Exactly. You have builders creating on top of it. You have communities educating new users, content creators explaining updates, liquidity providers supporting the protocol. Everyone starts contributing in different ways.
Which means the ecosystem becomes bigger than the original team.
That's when things get really interesting.
Because at that point, success isn't just about one company anymore.
It's about everyone participating.
You know, one thing I really like about crypto is that communities can actually influence where projects go.
That's one of the biggest differences compared to traditional finance.
Although sometimes crypto communities also argue about absolutely everything.
That's also true.
Somebody changes one button on the interface, and suddenly there are 300 comments.
And 12 YouTube videos explaining why civilization is ending.
Exactly.
But honestly, I'd rather have an active community than a silent one.
That's a good point.
Because people only argue about things they care about.
That's actually true.
Silence is usually much scarier.
So let me ask you one final question. 5 years from now, what do you hope people say when they hear the word STON?
Honestly, I hope they don't just think about a token. I hope they think about an ecosystem that's still building, still improving, and still giving people reasons to stay. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes any crypto project successful. Not one good month, not one exciting announcement, years of consistent progress.
I like that answer because it brings us right back to where we started. Maybe the most important thing about STON isn't the ticker itself. Maybe it's everything being built around it.
Exactly.
Well, that's a great place to wrap things up. We'd love to hear from you. When you think about STON, what's the first thing that comes to mind? The token, the ecosystem, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments. Sandra, thanks for joining me today.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you all for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode of STON Talk.